Hello, I'm Tony.
I'm Louie.
And this is Talking During the Movie.
It's the Talking During the Movie podcast with your hosts, Louie Gravance and Tony Whitten.
All right. We have a special episode this week. Johnny Depp's latest quirky character, Mortdecai. I picked this one specifically because I think it doesn't really tell you too much about what's going on. It just looks like Johnny Depp doing the Depp thing. So we wanted to review this for you to tell you, should I spend my money on this or not? And I think the general consensus is no, not really.
When did you see this?
We saw it end of last week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, opening weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we didn't get to record this until now. So I wanted to check it out because it looks interesting. It's always fun to see Johnny Depp doing his thing. That's why people pay the big bucks to go see him. But I feel like this movie, there's a better movie inside of this one. Mm-hmm. The beginning is so slow-paced. They kind of tell you what it might be about, and then it takes a long time to get there because they're just setting up Johnny Depp doing his thing.
I think you should have taken this script, gone back in time to 1981, and handed it to Dudley Moore and Blake Edwards. And
said, that would have been interesting.
And said, go. There you go. It really needed a much more, clever hand. It was,
or even Peter Sellers, perhaps.
Well, right. I mean, it's one of those
that
things.
Kind of thing.
And the thing is, if we would seen a different movie star pull this off, because he does a perfectly fine job.
Oh, he's wonderful.
But if we'd seen somebody do something that we'd never seen before, I think it would have been hilarious. Also, I sense, and I don't know for sure, but I sense that the source material may be set in a previous time that they've just ignored and put it now. Did you get that sense?
A little clunky in the translation.
It's very 60s, like they're almost doing a 60s takeoff, almost a, it's almost like a David Niven kind of movie, like you said, Peter Sellers kind of thing, except that it's now.
With Johnny Depp, Gwyneth Paltrow. There's some names in this movie, some A-list players in here, and I feel like the material just isn't. It's not up to snuff.
See, now I think the script is great. I think again, if somebody...
like I said, there's a really good movie buried in this. Unfortunately, on top of this is a huge layer of sophomoric fart jokes, guised under the aristocracy. It's delivered in a very aristocratic way, but it's crude humor throughout the movie, and it doesn't pay off.
Again, like a Blake Edwards movie too. Though all those supporting characters, of which there were many, needed to be top tier character people. So the way they show up, you go, oh my god, it's that guy's still alive, or again, like those Blake Edwards movies used to be, where these people were like, they were all very serviceable.
Everyone in it is good. Everyone in it is fine in these characters. It's just they have to fight through so much to get those characters out. I feel
he this time though it's a Harvey Korman character. It's what I mean.
Couldn't get Harvey Korman.
No, but I mean it's that deep. It's that. It's so broad. Again, if somebody that we hadn't seen masturbate, so many times before with hair and makeup, maybe it would have been like, oh, refreshing.
Right.
But it just seems like him whacking off again, and it's distracting.
It'd be interesting to see George Clooney in that type of thing.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And there is an interesting story in there. I mean, there are some interesting ideas, and they take some interesting turns.
It's a perfectly good vehicle. It's a perfectly great idea.
What I would like to do is take this movie and trim about 15 minutes out of it. Snap up the pace, take out some of the crudity, which isn't necessary, which doesn't add to anything. I don't mind crude humor, but it's got to be important, and it's got to add to the story. Otherwise, you're farting up the room. I think there's a better movie inside of this one.
I think because...
But as is, it's really not... It's not that good.
I have a feeling they got about $60 million into it. And we're like, oh no. Bring on the farts. You know what I mean? I think they thought...
Really? I feel like that was from the start. And everyone just said, this might be fun.
See, I think that they were more on the Austin Powers thing, and then it was like, oh no, I don't know what we've got here.
But I feel like someone really liked it and then got all their A-list buddies to go, we could do something with this. Come on. We'll get Jeff Goldblum, we'll get Paul Bettany. We'll get Gwyneth Paltrow to be in this movie.
Who I think is
Who
the
would
best
guess?
thing in the movie.
She really is.
You agree?
Yeah.
I think she's the one thing that
But I don't
really
know.
works.
Yeah, but I don't know why she's in this movie as this. I feel like her character doesn't belong in this movie.
Yes, she does. Those movies always had that femme fatale character. They always did.
It's almost
it's a
too,
template.
It's almost too straight for her. There's everyone does a little bit of silliness.
I think she's great. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, she's fine. Like I said, everyone's great in this movie.
She's good with an accent. That Gwenny.
She's perfected it over the last 20 years.
She all kinds of accents, you know.
But I just don't know who signed off on this and got everyone else to pile on it. Like, tighten it up a little bit.
Oh, come on paper.
I think this could be a better.
You would have looked at that and said, "Okay, we got Johnny Depp. We got."
There are some interesting directors. Like the style of it is very interesting, but I feel like they repeat a lot of jokes that like didn't land too big the first time. Let's move on. There are some big laughs in this joke, but they're just paced so far apart.
You feel. I ended up feeling sorry for it. You know, it's like watching.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that could have been.
It's like watching a slow child in a beauty pageant. You know, it's like, oh, you just feel bad. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen?
No, I'm afraid I don't get up to a lot of pageants, let alone ones with slow children.
Well, you know.
In them.
Did you know, like when your community would have a beauty pageant and one girl would be in it and it was like she did a comedic reading or something,
No, do go on.
Okay, anyway, you won't feel good about yourself as well. Just don't. In fact, don't even watch it on video. Don't look at it. It's like a two-headed baby in a jar. Don't look at it, even if you have some perverse.
See that that you can't help but look at.
Well, you won't feel good. Trust me, you won't feel good.
I've
done it.
For the time you invest. It's a minor payoff.
Burns your eyes.
Tell you what, let me get my hands on it and I'll edit it down to like a sharp 85 minutes.
Why would you spend time doing this?
Because I really believe there is a better movie in here.
You make it, because you're not going to get it out of this one.
It's got, like I said, it's got good ingredients. Just the whole.
It's bad soup.
It just didn't stand up.
It didn't make it.
It doesn't stand up. No. Yeah, so I can't recommend you going out and spending your money.
It's like I said before,
too far and in between with the laughs.
It's like when you go to and I'll be my mother-in-law. If you go to one of her Thanksgiving dinners, it's beautiful. It's on the table. It all looks like a home, but it just doesn't taste good.
She's going to watch this.
No, she won't watch it.
No? You better hope.
She won't watch it. Anyway.
No, he didn't mean it.
No. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody made this beautiful Jell-O aspic.
Yeah.
But there's walnuts.
And they spent all this time on it, and they put it out, and it looks like it should work. And it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
It's like Jell-O 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? It's a lot like that. It should work. It looks kind of good, but when it's all said and done,
it's missing something, or it's got too much of something. Yeah, didn't work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unlike Hunt Skillet lasagna, which was a perfect thing.
Oh well, who doesn't love that?
But it was one of those things. It just doesn't work. Like certain sort of diet sodas. It's like diet cheesecake is like that. It's just like,
what's the point?
Thank you.
Exactly.
Don't look at this.
Yeah.
Don't. There's too many other things to look at.
Yeah. Well, February, January, it's always kind of a spare month.
Whiplash, Boyhood.
We will go over this in the Oscars.
Not American Sniper.
We will
porn.
We will go over.
It's a jingoistic snuff film. Don't see it.
We will go over the major films from last year. Calm down. You're getting excited.
Eastwood can kiss my ass. All right, sorry.
Calm down. We will go over this for the Oscar films for our next podcast. Yeah. All right. I'm Tony.
I'm Louie.
And this has been Talking During the Movie.
Sure has, man.
Just hold on to your horses. We will get to that. We will get to that.
There was a tease. There was a tease.